Thanks for coming. I'm pleased you could join me. It must have been such a long journey to this coffee shop. I'm sorry it's such a remote, small little town. You know, this is actually pretty busy for our local standards. But, I digress. I know you didn't come all this way to talk about how a coffee shop is doing. You wanted info on the lead. About the vampire? Now, just to make sure again, you are serious, aren't you? When I first caught wind of you, that you were some self-proclaimed vampire hunter, it was a little hard to take at face value. Anyone could assume you were just some sort of role player, especially with how popular vampires are in media right now. So you'll have to overlook my skepticism. I'm sorry. Fortunately for you, I know that vampires do exist. I've seen them. And that's why I was able to take you seriously. Well, somewhat seriously. The thing is, vampires are very powerful. However powerful you think they are, they're even more powerful than that. From lifting cars all the way up over their heads to running quickly enough to catch up to motorcycles and shrugging off bullets. There's a lot they can do. And I'm not sure there's much you can do against them. So, what is it you actually intend to do? What's your plan? How are you going to stop them? Because I really don't see much of a way you can face them. You have to try anyway. Oh, you're not a very good vampire hunter, are you? Seriously, what are you going to do? Say, for example, if I was a vampire, what would you do against me? How would you stop me? Do you have some sort of magic bullet? Some sort of holy water in a gun? You need to get something from your bag. Is that it? That little thing? A crossbow that shoots a wooden stake? Can you be more trite? You can't seriously believe. You didn't even sharpen the end of the stake. It's so dull. Saying you're not a very good vampire hunter was a bit of an understatement. Oh well, at least it's cute. There really is nothing you can do against me then. What do I mean by that? Oh, you just actually are stupid. I really wasn't expecting that. Well, normally I'd just tease you and give you a little subtle hint, but it looks like that's already gone over your head. Why do you think I invited you all the way out to the middle of nowhere? Sounds a lot like a trap, doesn't it? Like the one a vampire would pull? I had assumed you were coming along anyway, knowing it was a trap with some sort of ace up your sleeve, but it seems you actually are just clueless. If you haven't caught along yet, yes, I'm a vampire. Oh, look at you freeze up. What happened to all that, "Oh, I have to try" talk earlier? Oh, you're so adorable. Oh, you think I'm not going to do anything because we're in public and I'm unarmed? Oh, you poor, poor thing. You really underestimate me. Everyone, get out. Stand by the doors and windows. Well, now it's just you and me. Surprised? They're my thralls. Everyone in this town is. Well, other than you. For now. We'll see how you behave. I wouldn't run if I were you. I could sprint to the end of the room before you even left your seat. In fact, I wouldn't even need to sit up to take you out. I could just throw a coin with enough force to pierce your skull, and with enough precision to hit a bird in flight. So, why don't we just have a little talk? The thralls aren't very entertaining, after all. Nothing in this sleepy little hamlet is. That is, until you. It just so happens that I've known about you far, far longer than just before I contacted you. A vampire does have to look out for her own safety, you know. I might be immortal, but you don't live for this long without scoping out potential threats. And I suppose you, maybe at one point, counted as a threat. I haven't had any real entertainment in decades. Fighting vampire hunters used to be the spice of my life, but now they're all gone. Except for you. You remind me of a time in my life I actually had some thrill. And true, you're not particularly skilled as a vampire hunter. Once again, that's an understatement. But that's actually quite fitting. It adds to the nostalgia. The other hunters weren't especially competent either. It's because of that nostalgia that the highlight of my lonely nights was all about stalking you. Watching you go about your day. Scouring the internet insufficiently for leads on vampires. Going to all the wrong websites. Asking questions to the wrong people. Absolutely adorable. Not that I was stalking you in a romantic way, I can assure you. I have to keep an eye on you. I need to see the ways that you were able to threaten me. That aside, I have taken an interest in you, so bask in the honor. And without further ado, you're now mine. Here, take my hand. We'll be going to my estate, and I'm sure that even if it was next door, you'd get lost without my guidance. Oh? You're honestly pointing that little toy at me. You know it's not going to do anything, right? I could shrug off getting hit by a truck. Your dull little stick isn't going to do anything. But, tell you what, I can expose my chest, give you a clear shot straight through my heart. Just so you can see how futile it really is. But seriously, your resistance is pointless. You're in front of a vampire. In front of a town consisting exclusively of her thralls. You're done. Give up. Well, I do admire it a little bit. That you're willing to throw away your life facing me. But what about the lives of your loved ones? Your friends and family? That's right. I've been watching you this entire time. I know everything about you. I know who you spend your time with, who you talk to, who you laugh with. Oh, and I really hate it when you talk and laugh with others. So wouldn't it be really much of an issue for me if I remove them from the picture? And if you refuse me, if you rejected my kind and generous offer to take you in, well, let's be honest, it's a demand. But if you rejected, I just wonder how far my retaliation would reach. Have been pretty bored. Ah, that's what I like to see. The sight of you putting your hands up in surrender. It makes me want to bite down on your neck right now. But, I'll have to resist. With how riled up I am, I just might crush your throat. And I wouldn't want you dying on me. You're going to give me so much entertainment after all. You are the only interesting thing in my life. It would be a shame to cut that short. Come along now.